I feel like I can't figure this out at all. Like I just can't figure out how to make this work. I mean, I guess I'm recording this video as a cautionary tale to anybody else who might be trying to do what I'm doing. Or maybe I'm putting it out there to let you know that it's just not working well for me. You know, like I just can't figure out how this works. So just as a background, you know, I've been taking YouTube seriously for like 4.5 years, almost 5 years. And since the pandemic, basically. And I finally got monetized, and it was right before Thanksgiving. So it's been like a month. And after getting monetized, I thought, okay, let's see how much money you actually make, you know. And so that's been like, I mean, I've made like $30 in the first month. So $1 a day. And the thing is, like, I have good retention rate. Like if I put out a video that's 25 minutes long, 45 minutes long, something like that, I always have well over 10, 15, 20 minutes average on my videos. So it's not that. People are clicking on my video and they're staying here and they're watching. And also the click-through rate for my thumbnails, even though I don't have great thumbnails, but it's a good percentage. You know, I have more than most people, you know, 6%, 8%. Lowest one I had, I think, was 4% or something like that, which is supposedly okay. But what's really weird is that right before I got monetized, I was suddenly getting, you know, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 views on videos, which is like nothing compared to most YouTubers, right? And this was after like years of a good video. For me, it was like 100. You know, if I got 100 people, I was happy because it was pretty much the same 100 people who were coming over and over again. I get the same comments. I had like a legitimate organic audience. And I've never tried to like game the system or anything like that. I've had people reach out to me, tell me how much they love my videos, but my SEO is wrong, like all this stuff is wrong. And, you know, wanted me to pay them to fix it. And I was like, I'm not paying anybody for that. I'm not trying to play a game. I'm trying to do this organically. I'm trying to contribute something meaningful on this platform. I'm trying to have something that people want to come back to and participate in, you know, and be a part of. And, you know, kind of grow together in this, you know, and learn. I'm trying to offer my expertise and my experience in, you know, as a performer, as an actor, as a filmmaker, as a theater artist, as a musician. I'm trying to like share my journey of learning this since the pandemic, the 2 feature films that I've shot. I mean, I feel like I have stuff that's contributing to people, where you can get a lot out of it, where you could see that what I did, you could do. No problem. So yeah, I was getting like 1,500, 2,000 views, 2,500. Had a couple of really good videos when I was talking about my Sirui anamorphic lenses. And you know, I kept trying to like double down on the stuff that did well because I felt like that's what people want to see. That's what people want to hear. So I'm going to contribute that, but I also am a storyteller, and I share these stories and I get great comments, we get great feedback, good energy going back and forth. And suddenly I just snapped back. As soon as I got monetized, I'm getting back to like, you know, less than 100 views on some of these videos. Like I put out a video the other day, which I thought was a pretty good video, and it's like sitting there stuck on 60 views. But what's weird is I get a lot of comments. Just out of 60 views, I'll get a bunch of comments. And you know, comments where obviously they're watching the whole video or the majority of the video. And so I'm just here to say, like, I don't know how these people who come on here and just tell stories, just share things, just talk about, you know, waking up in the morning and having eggs, you know, making a video about making coffee and making their eggs and going out and taking a walk, like they're getting, you know, 1 point, you know, like 1,800 views, 2,000 views, 4,000 views, 6,000 views, 50,000 views. I can't even, that doesn't even register in my brain. 50,000 views. People get that on the regular, 12,000. I just don't get it. And I could see how they're making real money too. Because, I think it's based on the ads, but how many views you get, how many people are coming, how far those ads are getting out to other people. So, you might say, you know what, just focus on your work, don't think about it. But I am focusing on my work. I always focus on my work. I'm working on a new film already. It's a really ambitious project, and it's kind of integrating film with live theater. And it's something that I'm really excited about, and I'm deep into it already, and I am going to be sharing a lot of it with my Patreon members. And, I'll be talking about it here too, but not in the same way as Patreon. But this is not taking away from anything from me. I do this, for me. I put up a camera for an hour, I talk, I put it in DaVinci Resolve, I take a day to edit it, a couple of hours, like 3 or 4 hours to edit. And some of my edits are pretty involved. If you watch my videos, and you'll see like me jumping from this thought to that thought to that thought with different angles and different locations. It takes time. It's meticulous, you know what I mean? It's not like they're groundbreaking films, but it's just some meticulous work where I guess my point is I'm putting the effort into it. But it doesn't seem to be coming back, As a matter of fact, it seems to be going backwards. And, I thought about it. This morning I saw a video about somebody talking about the Sony A7C Mark II, which is a relatively new camera, along with the A6700 and the FX30 and, cameras that have the latest autofocus, the new firmware, or the Panasonic S5 IIX or the S5 II, and I'm still using the original Panasonic S5. And I love this camera, and I feel no need to change this camera for my work, for my filmmaking. But then I thought, maybe I don't get picked up in the algorithm because I don't have the latest camera. Maybe because I don't have a new Nikon or the latest Canon or the best Sony. Like what would happen if I got a, Sony ZV-E1 and I started making content and talking about that? I would probably get a lot more action at this channel. But I don't know about that. Because maybe what it is people look at my channel as a filmmaking channel, but it's not. I'm not a guy who could teach you how to be a filmmaker. I could show you what I do to make feature films all by myself. I could just kind of guide you into how I did it. But, I'm not like, a professional DP or somebody who's been on a set, stuff like that. I've been on stage, I've been the talent, but I haven't been behind the scenes in a situation like that. But I know how to record myself. I know how to color grade. I know how to put it all together. I know how to do sound. I know how to do all of it. I know how to get my lighting together. And as I've moved in this journey, I know how to expose, I know how to deal with my white balance, my ISO settings, and I know how to deal with different focal lengths now and how to make it look good, how certain focal lengths make a scene feel differently. I know how to do that for me. And not everybody's going to feel the same way with stuff like that. So I do have a lot to offer in terms of filmmaking like that. Like I kind of feel like there are a lot of filmmaking channels like that, like Camera Conspiracies. He's not a professional DP, couldn't be on a set, but he's got so much experience doing what he does that it's interesting to watch him do that. If you're into his personality and stuff like that, which is, I think, another part of his success. He's got an engaging personality. He's got a thing, he's got a thing that's his, that's unlike anybody else. And I think everybody is kind of like themselves, although I think a lot of filmmaking channels try to be like everybody else. Like, like, let's face it, how many, lens reviews can you watch, or how many camera reviews can you watch? Every one of these videos is exactly the same. They're giving you the same stats, they're showing you the same photos, the same images, the same videos, like they're doing the exact same thing. It's just a different content creator. So what's the difference? And how are they getting these tons of views and sponsors? That's crazy to me. Like, I don't know, you know. So for me, I kind of feel like an epic failure with regards to YouTube. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to be here. I'm not going to stop doing this. I enjoy this. I love setting up. Like right now, I haven't done anything yet today. You know, I got up early. I got stuff to do today. So I'm shooting this real quick because it's on my mind. And I like to shoot things that are presently on my mind because it's more spontaneous. And I feel like that's something of great value for people to be listening to. Like, I didn't plan it. I didn't write it down. I didn't figure it out. It's like, oh, I got something heavy on my mind. I want to share that with my people, my YouTube people. That's the way I enjoy doing this channel. And then I can talk to you about the work that's more planned out, that is more meticulous in the actual making of that work. As opposed to this, there's nothing meticulous about the making of this other than getting it right in camera and then making sure it looks good in post-production. That part is meticulous. But I'm not planning out a script. I'm not planning out what I'm going to talk about. None of that, you know. And maybe if I did that, my channel would do better. I don't know. That I'm not going to do, because I'm already doing that with my films. I'm planning it out. I'm very specific about what I want to do. I don't just go out and just see what happens. I have a script. I come from the theater, you know. I don't just ad-lib on screen. I don't just ad-lib on stage. Every word is scripted, but not on YouTube. On YouTube, I'm just talking to you like I would talk to anybody. It's like we're on a train, you know, headed downtown. And I'm just being like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? And I just talk to you about what's happening. Then I get off my stop. So, yeah, I'm not figuring this out, you know. Making $1 a day. At this rate, I'll get paid in like 4 months. But that's not really what I'm concerned with. I'm not thinking that right away I'm going to earn a living on YouTube, but I thought maybe I would at least get like, I don't know, $100, $200 a month at the beginning. And I thought that my views would continue to rise like they were just before I got here. You know, just before I got to my watch hours, I was like, it's finally kind of kicked in, you know, I finally kind of got it. But I guess that's not the case. I mean, I guess I have no idea how this works or what I'm doing. So, because I enjoy it, I'm going to continue to do this pretty much in the same way. And I guess that's a sign that I'm insane, because, you know, the definition of insanity is just doing the same thing over and over and over and again and expecting a different result. And so I'm just, I guess, just expecting this to kick in at some point. And I'm sure some people are going to make some suggestions in the comments here. And, you know, trust me, I've gotten a lot of suggestions about my channel. I've taken all of them. I've tried everything. I've tried so many different ways of doing this, and it doesn't really make a difference. And I get the same response, and the response is always very positive, you know. I've gotten some negative responses because, you know, I might give you my opinion on something social, you know, some kind of social justice thing or political, and if you disagree with me, obviously you're going to criticize me, and that's fine. That's cool. That's good, actually. I like that. But with regards to my storytelling, my filmmaking, stuff like that, it's been nothing but positive, you know, from anybody who comes through here. And I don't know, you know, I don't know what separates the really successful channels from the ones that are not so successful, the people who are in quote-unquote easy mode. I don't get it, you know. Like, I've been following this one woman, and, you know, I don't want to say anybody's names because that's just, you know, it's not important. But I've been following this one woman's channel just because I'm amazed at how many followers she has, you know, and how many views she gets on every video. And I mean, these videos are about nothing. Like, she's just literally talking about going to work, going here, being depressed. Like, they're not really, I don't know, I don't get it. You know, it's just one shot throughout the whole thing, which I like one shot. Like, I'm going to do that here. I'm not going to edit this. I'm not going to, well, I'm going to edit it, obviously, just to get it up on the channel. But There's not going to be any B-roll. I'm just sitting here talking to you on a Sunday morning before I go out. And I enjoy videos like that, especially if somebody has an engaging personality and they don't look stiff and they look normal. But, you know, I'm an actor too. I'm comfortable in front of a camera. I'm comfortable on stage. It's not hard for me to do this. And so she's completely natural. She seems normal. She could be an actor. But I don't understand why she's able to have that amount of success and got it within the first 3 months. She started a channel, and then within 3 months she was monetized, and then off she went, and her channel is just exploding. That's weird to me. I don't understand that. You know, I really enjoy the channel Anamorphic on a Budget. I love that channel so much. And I know that he has like a membership and things like that, and he has courses, and I mean, he's absolutely providing some serious value. Like, I use his calculator for my anamorphic stuff. I've gotten so much from that channel. But he doesn't have the kind of explosive amount of views and things like that that other channels have either. But certainly on a higher level than me, that's for sure. And I'm sure that that channel is making probably a few $100s a month just from AdSense. I don't know. You know, I feel like I'm just complaining right now, and I am. I don't get it. You know, it's not about like, I'm not angry about it. I'm just frustrated and confused because I feel like I'm doing all the right things. Maybe what I need to do is not post as much as I'm posting, because I've gotten to the point where I just throw it out there every day pretty much. And that seemed to help me a lot for a while. I think I might scale back to maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. Because like I said, it doesn't interrupt my flow for my regular work. I could work on this film and I could do a YouTube video every day. It doesn't take any time really, you know. It's like, you know, I don't really do anything else. So for me to spend an extra hour or 2 doing YouTube every day, to me, that's like working on my fundamentals of filmmaking while I'm also working on a film. You know, while I'm writing, while I'm blocking, while I'm thinking about locations, while I'm thinking about wardrobe, while I'm thinking about colors, all that kind of stuff. I could take a couple of hours to work on my exposure, work on my framing, my composition, my sound. And that's what I do with YouTube. And that's a cool thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share this. Like, a lot of people share these videos and they talk about how I got monetized in 3 months and this and that and how much I'm making and, you know, what this does and how AdSense is not the only way to make money. And so I wanted to share where I'm at after being monetized for the first month. I made $1 a day. I'm at $30. And yeah, like I said in many of the other videos that I posted, my hope is that you'll watch my other movies. That's really my hope with this channel, is to get people to go watch my work. But also, I just appreciate the exchange. And that's why I enjoy this so much. People that I meet, people that I've come across here, you know, has been really a cool thing for me. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I guess I'm just a little frustrated, a little confused about it. So, like I said, I'm shooting with the Panasonic S5, the original, the one that nobody cares about, the one that nobody's thinking about anymore. It's an incredible camera, if you're not worried about autofocus. I'm using a Minolta 50mm f1.4 lens, an old Rokkor vintage lens. You can get this for like 75 bucks. It's an incredible lens. But it's a lens that nobody cares about on the YouTube space, you know. I watched a video by YCI this morning, somebody who I watch a lot. He's a big YouTuber. He was shooting Canon for a long time. He did a video about shooting the Sony A7C Mark II. And I just thought, a lot of people get get success on YouTube because they're shooting Sony. So they're part of that community, you know. I mean, he's using a 24 to 70 G Master lens and a 20 millimeter G Master lens. Two lenses, both autofocus lenses, both taking advantage of all the technology. You know, the AI that they added into the autofocus. And he talked about that. And I just thought that's something that people in this space are interested in here at YouTube. You know, you're not interested if I tell you I'm using the original S5 with a manual lens, not shooting autofocus. Most people are like, why are you doing that? For what? When you could shoot autofocus. So, I don't know. Because I could save $4,000 with two lenses. That might be a reason. Anyway, I digress. I appreciate you all. I appreciate what I have. I'm not taking it for granted ever. But of course, I want this to grow. I want it to get bigger. And yeah, I do want to make some money off of it too. But I just want to understand how it works, and I want to get a grasp on what I can focus on to make it better. I think I'm going to work on my thumbnails a little bit more, even though when I look at the thumbnails of these channels that are doing really well, they're exactly like my thumbnail. So who knows? Who knows? That's it.